Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel Tutor Things. Today in this video, we are going to see introduction to Power BI. We are going to cover the from basic level to the advanced level in Power BI. So we are going to discuss what is Power BI and how we are going to create visuals and everything in the Power BI. So let's get started. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon so that you will get notified each time when we upload a new video. So this is a full video of Power BI. If you are fresh up to Power BI, then this video will definitely help you to get the basics about Power BI. So yeah, basically Power BI is one of the powerful business intelligence. Like if you know BI, you will got to know Power BI. This is for a data visualization, which will help the users to connect with different types of data sources and then transform your data and then modeling of your data. From that data you can create a visuals and that will be interactive to the users, so that will help the business to grow better and to get a reality of their business picture. We use Power BI. So in this tutorial you will gonna see all the fundamental things and what are the various functionalities of Power BI and these capabilities of Power BI we are going to see in this video. So here see you can the chat, this will be the dashboard like this. So if you are having any business, then let's understand about a business analytics, like how what is meant by business analytics. So yeah, business intelligence, sorry. So BI is business intelligence, that is nothing but the strategies and technologies used by an organization to collect and analyze and interpret the data to gain valuable insights, and that informs better business decisions. Yeah, if you are in a business, like how sales are going, in which region we are getting profits, for what products we are getting profits, so everything will be helpful for in point of business view. So yeah, for them we are creating some technologies and strategies, and by collecting the data and analyzing that and interpreting the what the future sales will be high for which product, like that we will do some business analytics. So the yeah, business intelligence will be happening. So that business intelligence we called as a business intelligence BI. So and this is very essential for processing of raw data into actionable knowledge. You having data, but how that data will be useful for a market or for a business, so we are making it in a actionable knowledge. We are processing the raw data into actionable knowledge is called as a business intelligence. So this having many advantages. We can take good decisions, like enhanced decision making will be happen by using this business intelligence and BI. And next, boost efficient and productivity will be high for any business. So if you having these clear kind of graphs and visuals of your business and market. And next we'll be having a competitive edge with the other competitors which we are having in that particular field. We will be having a good competitive edge by using this business intelligence. So for this we will be having some tools, like what we'll be having, like Tabula, and then Power BI, Microsoft Power BI. Those things will be there. Yeah, these are the tools like Microsoft Power BI, Tabula as quick view. These are the tools, like we said, right? Business intelligence is can be done by using this Power BI. So yeah, like this we'll do visuals in Power BI. I think hope you have got enough clarity about Power BI, what's Power BI, and how we are getting data visuals by using Power BI, and that how that will help for a business to make clear decisions. Yeah, let's see the component of Power BI. Yeah, Power BI is one of the business intelligence tool we has been told, like it is developed by Microsoft, and that will allow us for to visualize and analyze data and to create interactive reports and dashboards and to share that insights across the organization. We have different set of components for a Power BI. The first one is the Power BI desktop. So desktop application will be available online. You can go and search in the Google, then you will be getting desktop application. You can just download from there. It's a standalone Windows application that enables user to import data, models, and apply transformations if you want to transform your data, and then creating interactive and stunning reports. So that will the what BI desktop is the one of the component of Power BI. And next one is a we have Power BI service, which is an online platform. It's a cloud-based platform service provided by Microsoft as a part of Power BI suite. Okay, So this will be the online available. We will be having a website for that. So where we have a Power BI service, we call it as Power BI service. So that is one of the component of Power BI. And then one more thing can be also having is mobile platform. Power BI is also available. It is a mobile application offered by Microsoft only. So that will allow us to access the Power BI reports and dashboards from your mobiles. Okay, so you can also download that application from Play Store, like, right? So these are the different components of Power BI. Let's see how they will look like. If it is a desktop, it will be having like same like how Excel application will be there. So desktop application that like that. And Power BI service is just like an online platform, like how we'll be having other kind of thing like Azure app. Um, um, we'll be having a online component, right? So that will be having. So just like Postman and those other services, how we are accessing through internet, we can access Power BI service through internet. It's a cloud based. And next we'll be having mobile. The same application which is hosted Power BI service can be viewed through Power BI mobile also if you publish there. So these are the different components of Power BI. And next, understand the features of Power BI. Yeah, features of Power BI coming like it is easy to access to data, because some other applications have some difficulties to accessing data, but very easy when we are dealing with Power BI. So Power BI helps us to connect with variety of data sources, and it is easily accessible to the data which are available on clouds also. So it is easy, just like a simple and drag and drop kind of interface will be there in the Power BI desktop. So it will make us easy to use those data resources and connect with the Power BI. And next, you can perform the real-time analytics, like with real-time data, like real-time dashboards you can create for businesses. You can perform any kind of operations on data to get your charts and in a clear picture way, and then accessible everywhere. As we said, we have in a service cloud based kind of thing, and then a mobile application. So we can, it can be a touch enabled native apps for Windows or iOS, Android. So user can access that data anywhere and anytime wherever he goes. So these are the features of Power BI, which are very great features, I can say. And next, we will having a licensing kind of thing in Power BI that should we have to understand before dealing with Power BI. So these are the three things which we have in a levels way. First one is a Power BI free. There's a free model which is a basic level of license which allows everyone to use and create reports with limited capabilities. Like I have said you, right, you can download the desktop from the online, so that will be a free, so we can create reports and everything. And the next one is Power BI Pro. This is a paid version that offers enhanced capabilities, like you can create complex reports and then publish them. This is the main one more advantage with Power BI Pro, where we can publish the reports. Where we are publishing to the service, okay, and that can be accesses to the other users also. And the limitation of this Power BI Pro is data capacity, so it will be only up to 10 GB only. If you want to go extent of 10 GB or to perform complex kind of things, you will be having Power BI premium capacity. So this is a capacity based premium designed for a large organization for large dealing of large analytics data like that. So for this, there is no capacity limit for the users. They can use maximum GB capacity whenever they require. And one more thing. Now let's understand the flow of Power BI. How Power BI works. The main concept of Power BI will start from here. Up to now, we have seen basics like licensing and features and versions and components. And what is meant by Power BI is the main definition we have seen. The main concept of Power BI will start from here. The flow of Power BI. So how the flow of Power BI will goes on. The first thing is we should connect the data with Power BI desktop. We should need data, right, to create visuals or everything. We should need data. So connecting of data is the first step. And next, if you want to transform and model the data, we can do, or otherwise we can skip. Or yeah, transforming and modeling is very much important. We'll see further each and every detail, like why these things are important. We should transform and model the data before creating visuals, and then after transformation on cleaning everything, we should create visuals, and then reports, and then dashboards. We can publish those reports to the Power BI service, so which is available online. It's a Power BI service. And then from there you can distribute or sharing or collaborating of those reports, and managing those reports can be done online. In any organization, you can share to your colleagues or to do collaboration or to perform the task at a time, you can go with the sharing kind of thing, which is the last step. So these are the flow of Power BI. Let's see each and everything in detail with the concepts which we are having in that. So let's see the first thing, which is a connect to data with Power BI desktop. So that is nothing but data sources and connections. Yeah, first we have to understand what are the data sources which we have and how we can make connections to the databases. Yeah, coming to data sources, Power BI can have a connect to a wide range of data sources like including Excel, SQL, databases, cloud services, and etc. That is your first step in Power BI process. We should connect with data. We should, without data we can't create visuals and we can't do any kind of things, right? And next we'll be having like connecting seamlessly. So how you can be connected, connect to that your database seamlessly, you can connect as we discussed as a Power BI feature. And flexibility and scalability is also there. As we grow business, we can enlarge your scalings like by using licensing and everything. You can create and refresh the databases, you can update the data resources, like that we can do. So let's see in a detail way. What are the sources of data sources which we have in Power BI? We are having two types of data sources. One is on-premises data sources, and another is a cloud databases. In on-premises, we'll be having databases and also files. On-premises is nothing but system files or system databases. Like relational databases will be there in the systems like Microsoft SQL Server and Teradata, MySQL, SAP, HANA, etc. On-premises files such as we have files like Excel, CSV, and text files or PDF or XML, so everything files which we are having in a system. And next coming to cloud databases, which is available in online from a cloud, that is Azure SQL DB or Azure Marketplace, blob storage or data lake storage, Excel files in OneDrive, we can say as in a cloud database, and web pages. From web pages also we can take data, any websites like that. So these are the sources which are we are having as a data. So from these sources, we can connect to the Power BI desktop. Let's go to the desktop, and there we will be having like get get data. There will be having from Excel options. All these are options will be there. Whatever the data source which you want to select, you can select and get the data into your desktop application. Yeah, we are not going to discuss I'm not going to show you the real picture of those things. So in this video will be gonna lengthy. I'm just covering the basics in a normal way, not in a practical way. I'm going to show you in the next video. We're going to see a practical way, and I'm going to upload the next video. If I got this video comments as 200 plus comments, if I got, I'll soon upload the next video, that is a practical view of this Power BI with examples with sample files also. So yeah, the next thing which we have to understand is now data sources and connection is done. Get data from Excel file, we have got data. So now we have data, we can load directly the data into the desktop, or we can transform the data. For that, the second step is data transformation modeling. So data transformation is much needed. Yeah, from data transformation, what we are doing is data cleaning comes under data transformation, and then modeling. Data modeling will become and calculated measures. There are three steps which we can perform with the data. So data cleaning is nothing but this allows you to clean and shape and prepare your data for analysis. So that will ensure your data quality and consistency kind of thing. Coming to modeling, we can create a sophisticated data models that will reflect the relationship hierarchies with your data, like enabling more powerful and insights analysis from that relational data. Okay. Next, calculated measure is one of the thing which is called as data analysis expression language, which allows you to calculate your custom measures, and then to enrich your data, we can do these kind of operations or measures to your data. So let's see each individual kind of things in a broad way. First, let's understand what is data transformation. Data transformation is nothing but changing your data. So that can be done in a one interface in Power BI, that we call that it as a Power Query Editor. So when we click on after getting like data, when you go to Power BI, you will get data from the Excel sheet. Then that data will be displayed, like preview will become, and then you will be having two options. One is load, and other one is transform. If your data is pretty much clear and everything is fine, you can just load the data. Otherwise, you can transform the data. So that transform will opens up a new page. So that page we call it as a Power Query Editor. The page will look like this. Here you can view. Yeah. So yeah, Power BI offers you a powerful tool called as Power Query Editor. So this perform the task like it will be a central hub for data manipulation. Next, we can set the tools and reshape and refine the data. If you have custom formulas, you can add like the. It's a very graphical user interface, which is a drag and drop like, functionality for data manipulation. So this will be available also in the home tab. That's a home transform data. You can go there and you can have there as a query Power Query editor. So this is one of the yeah, transformation and cleaning task. What we will do in the transform, we'll see in a clear way, like changing data types and ensuring the data is in the correct format or not. If it's a numbers, it's a numbers or not. If it's a dates, all the data is in the dates or not. So handling missing values. If there any cell is empty or if it is empty, what should be filled with? It will be filled with zeros or removing the unnecessary rows. This can be called as handling the missing values. And next, removing duplicates if you have any. And next, correcting inconsistencies like typing mistakes or standardization formats like date format and capitalization, those kind of things. That is correcting inconsistencies. And next, splitting or merging columns. If you want to merge two columns and create a new column out of the, or like this merging and splitting of columns, we can be done as a data transformation. Or cleaning also task also, like first name, you will be having first name and last name, you want to make it as a full name like by matching the rows, or if it's a full name, you are going to split them into a first row and last row. So these are the data transformations we can do in the Power Query editor. That's a transforming of data. Next, deriving new columns from the already present in columns, you can divide them like new data points you can create on existing one by using some formulas or adding calculating profit margins and everything from the already present data like that. And next we'll be having like data transformation and cleaning, why it is so important. So yeah, it's very important to get reliable results. Like dirty data leads to you misleading visuals or which is not up to date, up to mark like that. So cleaning of data ensures us like a real picture and visuals are very clean and neat, and a good quality of outputs will be getting if you are cleaning the data. And efficient modeling can be happen. The relationship between the data and tables will be good, will be enough appropriate if you are doing this cleaning kind of things. And next, improved performance will be there. Less data manipulation within Power BI leads to faster loading times, and those things interactions with reports will be high, like improved performance will be there. So that's why cleaning and transformation is needed. So next kind of things is data modeling. So why this data modeling helps means to create relationships like between data sets so that you can have the visualize information effectively. For this region, the sales is are there. If you want to get profits out on base of region, you should have to map the sales with the region, right? So to understand the sales from a product, you should enough to have sales and product relationship. But if you want to get a profit based upon the region, you should must have the relation of sales with the region, right? So that can be that is relational kind of thing can be achieved by doing this data modeling. So data modeling, we having different types of modelings. One is dimensional data modeling and one other one is star schema modeling. So in dimensional data modeling, we'll be applying this relationships between connecting different multiple tables in Power BI to create relationships for reports. And in star schema modeling, what we will be doing is this is a recommended approach we call. The central fact table will be there, which is having the different dimensional tables connected to it. This is through one to many relationship. You'll be got to know this advanced topic of Power BI in detail if you are going doing in a practical way. Okay, the fact table is nothing but which is a numerical data value such as scales, sales, revenue, quantity sold, profit, like that. Coming to dimensional tables, they will be provide a context and descriptive attributes associated with the numerical data. In fact, that as customer ID, name, address, product name, category, like these kind of things. Context and descriptive attributes will be attached to that numerical data in the fact data that we called as dimensional tables. So we have to understand the fact tables and dimensional tables difference so that we can create a star schema modeling or dimensional data modeling. So to get a relation between the different data sets to get a good visualizations in your reports like that. So modeling also very important to get efficient analysis, accurate visuals, improved performance, and to reduce the errors of those visuals, we should go for data modeling also. So this is the one thing. And the next thing we will be having on a data transformation cleaning is calculated measures, as we have seen in the previous slides, right? Three kind of things. One is data cleaning, and then modeling, and then we have calculated measures. So why we have to go for calculated measures means to create custom calculations and analyze data. So custom calculations we can create such as like calculated columns and calculated measures. So which is more flexible to analyze your data. For example, measures is nothing but used to summarize your data. For example, specific answers about your data for how many total number of sales we have. So summing of total number of sales, like calculated measures will be there. To answer such kind of questions, we'll go for measures. Calculated columns is nothing but we are having a new columns that can be created based upon the existing data in your tables. For example, you will be having sales data for all the regions. For example, particular region, how many, like what percentage of data will be having for this region. So like that existing value, we can create new columns out of what percentage we are having, which how much percentage for this particular region, like that. So calculated columns we can create. So this is called calculated measures or calculated columns we can create by DAX functions. So what's called DAX means data analysis expressions. So data analysis expressions we can create to have these calculated measures and everything. So further to understand, we should know tables, what is tables and what is columns. Yeah, tables as we know it's a Excel data we call as tables, which are having rows and columns. So columns is nothing but specific type of data like data like text, numbers, and dates and everything. So yeah, see DAX functions. What are the DAX functions we have? So DAX functions include different types of functions that can create your calculations. The functions can be of mathematical expressions or logical expressions or text manipulations, date and time manipulations, and many more. So aggregate functions, as we know, right? Aggregate functions which can be performed on columns or tables and returns a single value, which will be having some average, count, min, max, etc. And coming to logical functions, is perform logical operations which returns true or false. Is basic things which we know, right? Examples like and or, not, if, etc. Text functions such as manipulate data, for example, concatenate and left, right, length of the string, like that. And next, date and time functions such as like works with dates and times. They allows you to interact specific parts of dates, like perform date calculations and many more we can do, like area from that date or month, get date, date differences, everything we can do. So they are these are the DAC functions which we are having. So now the next thing now, what we have done up to now, we have connected data and we have transformed and cleaning of data is done. And for modeling also we have seen what are the different types of kind of things we have to know. For modeling we have seen, and the next thing is we have to create visuals. Now everything is fine, data is fine and transformer data is fine, like clear data is there. Now creating visuals is the next task. So why we have to create visuals means we have to, visuals is nothing but simple charts or graphs to create advanced visualization to effectively communicate with the data insights. So customization and formatting can be done to those visuals, and which will create you interactive experiences, like if you hover on the one point, then that will reflect the uh, we call it as data scene visibility will be different. For if you want to point on one region, so all the cells on that region, everything will be same. It will be interactive experience will be there. You will got to know everything in detail if you are practicing in a practical way. So yeah, let's understand visuals in Power BI. What are the visuals? Visualizations, or we call it as visuals. These are core functional. The main use of Power BI is to create visuals, right? Yeah. Take your data and turn into easy to understand graphs. Visuals in the graphs, charts, and maps, helping you to see patterns and trends. So it's better to visualize your points where better you can deliverise the information to the end user. So how information should be clear, the better you can create your visual points so that the data will be clear to the user. So what are the visuals which we have? We have a card visual, so which is used for displaying single data points in a concise way. For example, card where we have total number of sales. They're showcasing the key matters such as displaying total sales of a company. So what is the sales card will be there, 1,000 sales will be there, such like. Next, we have a bar and column charts, which are great for comparing values across categories, such as you can use a bar chart to see how sales different for different products, like that. And next, we have a line charts. It is used for displaying trends over a period of time, like dates, months, and years. So display how the sales are changed for past a few years, like that. Next, we have area charts. It is used to create a line of charts to display quantitative graphical data. So the area between the axis and lines is commonly used filled with colors, textures, and patterns. So you can compare more than two quantities with area charts, like how sales are distributed in area wise, like that we can do with area charts. And next we have a pie chart, which is used to display the portion of a whole, how much portion of sales come from each product, like that. And next we have a scatter charts, which can be used to see how two numerical values are related to each other, and it's also known as correlational plot because it having how two variables are correlated to each other, like that relation between sales and profit we can see with the scatter charts. And next, tables, as we know, right? A table is the just rows and columns, well suited if you want to show any detailed information about overwhelming the viewer. You can might have a list of products, right? Products, names, prices, and quantities. Just table is a normal table form. And next, matrices, which is a more flexibility with their layout, which will have rows and columns and additional values session. So matrices are better suited for summarizing and analyzing data across multiple dimensions. So if you want to study the scales of distribution of categories across segments, you can go with the matrices kind of thing. So next we have maps also. Maps is used to show geographical data. If you are to point on based upon the regions kind of thing, you can go with a map where customers are located, like that. Next, slicers is the thing. Slicer used to have visual filters. If you want to study the total sales for specific segment across multiple categories, you can go with a slicer. So here I have listed the visuals what are there for comparison: bar chart, graphical chart, line chart, so area chart, scatter charts, bubble chart. Oh yeah, these are the things. Data over time, bar chart is there, line chart is there, scatter chart, and these are all the charts. For correlation, as we have seen, these are the things. For distribution, bubble chart and those things, part to whole. As I said, the percentage donut will be there. Oh yeah, for ranking, we have this. So based upon the requirement you have, you can select that particular visual so that you will get good visuals in your reports. Yeah, so now everything is computer, visuals are fine. So what we can do extra for to your visuals, you can customization and formatting. You can create customization to your visuals like theming. So it will allow to have different themes like color platelets, like if you want black and colorful kind of things to give to make a attractive appealing experience, you can go with theming. And custom visuals also you can create. So visuals, once you have created, you can give outline to that and coloring to that. Wide range of custom visuals are available, so you can go and explore those things. And next, advanced formatting is also there, like adjusting font sizes and title, and like having a final product should be a good appealing kind of things. You can use all this custom visual theming and advanced formatting kind of things to your visuals. So one more last thing which you have to understand is dashboards and reports. So now you have created visuals, so collection of those visuals we called as a report. So yeah, reports in Power BI allows you to dive deeper into your data, exploring trends, patterns, and insights, and to take a strategic decisions for your businesses. So these reports can be called as a dashboards also. So dashboards is a high level of view for your data, for your organizational preference indicators, KPIs we called as, for matrices and everything. Those we called as dashboards. So yeah, it will create you your interactivity with the data, so where you can filter and understand and trends, like explore the kind of things. So yeah, responsive design can be created by using these kind of things, like ensuring a data insights are accessible and engaging on the go. So now we have created reports and dashboards, right? We have to publish them. So we have to publish them. That is a very fast and simple way we can do with the publish button, which is present on the home tab. So when we click on publish, Power BI will pack your data and visualization queries and everything, and uploads them to a Power BI service. Publishing is to done from a desktop to Power BI service. So for that, we have to need a Power BI Pro license to publish the reports to Power BI service, because Power BI free will be having limitations which will allow only to use desktop versions with a limited accessibilities. So functionality of publishing can be done with only a Pro license. So which will allow us to publish in the Power BI service, where others can also interact with the data visuals which you have created. So then we can create a workspaces in Power BI service, where you can collaborate and work with your colleagues and create and refine or rechange your collections which you have already created in the dashboard or reports. Like yeah, sharing and collaborating can be done with the help of Power BI service, where you can share with your colleagues across organization or anything and to make data driven decisions. Next, commenting. Users can leave comments and annotations on the reports which you have created to take meaningful decision across the data. And next, access control will be there, where you can ensure the sensitivity of data that will be only accessible to the authorized users, or maintaining security. Data security can be done there. And next, mobile access. With the mobile app we can access and interact with your dashboards and reports on your fingertips to make informed decision from anywhere. So yeah, the final thing is advanced BI components. If you want to more explore on the Power BI components, you can go deeper into the DAX functions and calculations on measures, KPIs, how we are doing, and next moduling. So not only up to one relation kind of thing, you can go for many to many relationship and have complex hierarchies and to get a scalable data models. And next, embedded analytics will be there, where you can create data visuals and dashboards on your own applications and portals like that. And next, AI and machine learning is the advanced kind of things in Power BI. You can discover how harshness of Power BI in artificial intelligence and machine learning in Power BI to uncover the hidden patterns and predictions in your data. So this is all the advanced concepts of Power BI you can go through. So the basic level to advanced level we have covered in this video, but we have missing the practical version of the concepts. We'll do in the next video. If I got 200 plus comments to this video, we'll definitely make that video and publish it soon. So yeah, if you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section regarding any concept of Power BI, and how you feel this video will be helpful to you, and how extent I am clear to you, how perfect you are getting the concept by my video. You can let us know in the comment section. We'll definitely reply to comments if you have any doubts or suggestions, and we'll happy to get more comments in the comment section. It will definitely boost us our spirit and help us to create more such videos. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Hope you like this video and subscribe to our channel for many more videos like this. Bye bye.